I know this is a video everybody has been waiting on. It is my review of the H2C. Let's talk about it. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm basically Vensky, and thank you so much for joining me. If you have not stopped by before, I'm basically Vensky. We basically talk about 3D printing, other stuff, tech, travel, all the fun stuff, but it does mostly revolve around 3D printing. So if you are just joining me and you think this is going to be a cool video for you, make sure you subscribe and like the video and comment down below what things you want to see from this channel. All right, so as you guys know, Bambu sent me the H2C. Now this has about 500 hours on it. I think it has over 500 hours on it at this point. Now it is currently off. We had a planned outage last night and I wanted to make sure I made this video in time to get out to you guys. So it's not running right this second, but it will be after the video, so don't worry. Now, while this only has 500 hours on it, like I said before in my previous videos, I always want to do like a 500, 1,000, 1,500. I just want to do these like milestone reviews because if something happens within the first 500 hours, usually it's an error that I can try to fix myself, or there's something happening so bad on the machine that like people should know about it. Luckily, it's neither one of those. This actually has been printing really, really well. Not without some failures, which we'll show you in a little bit, but it has been printing amazing. One of the things that I was asked by Bambu was to make sure that I tested the multi-material capability, kind of seeing the technology and seeing what I thought about it, especially compared to all the other printers that I use in my shop, and kind of just seeing where it stacks up. And this is basically whether or not you should buy this machine or not, honestly. And I'm gonna spoil it for you. If you want this machine, buy this machine. Just do it! It is a freaking tank. I don't want to talk about the specs. Everybody has already talked about all the specs. This is just going to be my experience and why I feel like this is a good purchase for you, or maybe why it's not. I don't know. You're going to decide for yourself. So you guys might not know this, but I don't ever send a benchy to my machines anymore. I'm done doing benchies. It's not that I don't like benchies. Nothing against the benchy. Don't stop. Nothing against the benchy. Get him out of here! I want to just see how the printers go off the rip. I don't even want to use any of the default profiles for any of my printers. I'm going to just send it a profile. And this was the first thing I decided to send to test out this multicolor beyond 4 colors printing capability. Now I only have 2 AMSs and an AMS HT, so I can only do up to 8 colors, but still, this is freaking sweet. What I really loved about this was that I just sliced this and I sent it off to the printer. I didn't change any of the settings. I just sent it off there and it came out absolutely amazing. All of these different colors, all of the different just vibrant pieces of it. It came out really well. There wasn't any, I mean, you guys can look, there's barely any, if any, line bleed of color bleed of anything like that, and it just looks really, really good. Now some of the support settings were a little hard to get rid of. Again, I was using default settings. I think most people should be able to trust their machines to do default settings, and it's not saying it was bad. There was just a few things that maybe I should have not had supported, or things that I should have supported, and that was just like, that's a little thing. I don't think that's the fault on the machine at all. And so that was an absolute win.
Victory screech!
And then we have this awesome model. This is a controller holder of the Master Chief with Cortana. And this is where I was really going to start testing out the multi-material aspect of it, because this was going to have PLA Glow, regular PLA, PLA Plus, PLA Silk. In the past, I have had a lot of trouble with that in my other machines because those profiles are so different with the flow calibrations and like the different kinds of temperatures that they need, that it was not even going to, it did really worry me to send this print through. The other thing that I was doing was adding a PETG interface so that you couldn't see where the support sat. I'm lying to you if I said this was the first attempt. This was actually the first attempt at this. As you can see here, part of this was some of the model issues that I actually did have to go in and fix. The issue that it was I forgot to assemble the pieces. I just like put them together, but I didn't assemble them, so they weren't actually like attached to the model in the slicer, which is my bad. But the other thing, talking about multi-material, my printer didn't like PLA-CF, and I don't know why. So I tried it again, and it clogged again. In fact, it clogged and got stuck here. I found out the issue after the fact. See, the profiles that are preset in Bambu Slicer and the H2C are really good. But if you tell it that it's a Bambu Labs PLA-CF and you don't say it's generic PLA-CF, it doesn't calibrate it correctly. And that was what I had done wrong. I didn't find it out till after, so I ended up just doing it in a PLA plus, which is totally fine. But I just realized that after the fact, I did another test print. I found out that was the issue. So I don't think that's a fault against the H2C at all. But it handled this well. I mean, can you guys tell exactly where the supports were on this? Because I can't. I mean, there's supports back here and it just looks like normal, like layer lines. Like, this is freaking sick. This handled everything super, super well. And in fact, I wanted to see how it did with just by itself. And this is what's crazier to me. There was supports down here. There were supports all through her back. And they're just, there's not, you can't tell where anything was sitting because the PETG interface was absolutely killer when it came to doing it with the PLA Glow and the regular PLA Plus. This is the only other failure that I have, and I call it a failure because I don't know what happened. Again, I'm just using the default settings, and the reason it's important for me to use the default settings with this printer or with kind of any printer off of the bat with you guys is because there are people who are going to buy printers and they're not going to know how to modify the settings in certain ways. On default settings, this is kind of how all of these overhangs and everything came out. Now, granted, I don't know if I messed something up, if I could have oriented this differently, but like none of that is good. It's not, and the thing is when this goes on top of the model that it's supposed to be for, it's really noticeable how bad all of this is here. But again, everything like that's clean. That looks super good. So that's why it leads me to believe it was a setting that I could have modified, or maybe I could have oriented this differently so that it wasn't as dramatic of a support, because this thing was covered in supports. And so it was hard to get off. I didn't mess with the settings. Again, do I think that's a fault of the printer? Not really. It might be a fault of the file. It might be a fault of the slicer defaults. But it's just good food for thought so that you guys are aware, you know, when you're slicing your own stuff and sending it over to the printer. So I know what you're thinking because this is the last model that I have. You did been printing for 500 hours. Where are the other models? Well, I sold them at a market that I did, and it's totally fine. I wasn't expecting to, but I did, and it was unexpected, but it was very welcomed that we sold those stuff. But what I did is this amazing chameleon. I mean, like, look at all of those colors. These are amazing. Don't mind that I misglued this one. But guys, and look at these little eyeballs. These little eyeballs move. These are these are absolutely amazing. Beautiful. These are by Reiki Box, and I, in the past, have been so scared to do Reiki Box models because, as you can imagine, if you had an H2S or an X1 carbon that could do more than 4 colors, this would be a waste nightmare. I was able to fit both of these models, which are in a bunch of different parts, on the H2C, and it just did it. I literally walked away, didn't come back to see this for, I think it was 2 days, because it did still take a long time to get all these details, as you can probably imagine, and it printed it. And that's probably the biggest thing with the H2C that I have to give it, is that I can press print and walk away. Now, granted, obviously we had a couple failures, but my confidence in this machine to be able to walk away is huge. I know as I'm getting ready to go on a trip actually this weekend that I'm going to be able to put a print on here that will take a few days, and I know I'm going to come back and it's going to be done and it's going to be fine. I know the price point of this machine is very scary for some people. I know some people sit here and they wonder, why would I buy that machine when I can buy X, Y, and Z? And I know there's also people that complain that, like, well, it's not a true bigger bed plate because you're missing, you know, sizes from X, Y, Z, blah, blah, whatever. Shut up, fool! I actually think that 270 to 300 range is the perfect printer size, but that's a video for another time. And so this fits within that. Here's the big thing. If you're a business owner and you're trying to cut back on waste and time, this is an investment that you should look into to buy for your 3D printing business. If you're trying to buy this because you need multi-material prototyping fast, definitely get this printer. This is something that is going to be really good for the prototyping game. It's going to be really good for the engineering game. This is going to be able to do everything that it needs to do. I mean, 500 hours, guys, and this is all the waste that we have. I think, yeah, that's it. I mean, like, that's it. That's all the waste. That is all the waste that we have from all of these prints. Now, as a hobbyist, would I recommend getting this printer? I would, if this is the only printer you're gonna buy. And that's just because I don't know everyone's financial circumstances, right? This is just a very expensive printer. It does cost a lot. And so if you're somebody who's like, well, I'm just gonna buy one printer, you should maybe buy this printer as your one printer, because then you don't have to worry about upgrading anything. You can just buy it. When you buy it, you know, make sure you buy all the AMS units, make sure you buy all the nozzles so that it's able to do all of these fun projects out of the box, especially if you just have room for one printer. As a business owner, it's an investment. However, the investment starts paying itself off really quickly because of the waste factor. The Vortek system was something that I was previously super scared of. It is a lot of moving parts. It's something that I look at that goes, well, if this goes wrong, but honestly, it's been super solid. It's loud. This printer is very loud. It is louder than a lot of the printers that I have, only when it's changing colors and using the Vortek system. That system is very loud, but when it's printing, it's quiet and it sounds really good. But when you're doing things like the chameleon here, you're gonna hear that print change like every 6 seconds. And the thing is, I think the thing that the H2C has done the most for me personally is made me realize that I really want to try the laser. I really want to try the engraving and the cutting of this, because previously, I'm going to admit to you guys, I thought all of that extra stuff was really gimmicky. I was like, man, why are we having this laser on top of having the cutter and a 3D printer? There's no way all of that's going to function well. I take all of that back. I take all of that back because of how well the H2C with the Vortek system has been working. And I know a lot of people are probably wondering, well, hey, Bensky, you really like your tool head changers. You know, what about the nozzle? They are vastly different technologies. Tool head swapping and nozzle swapping, I'm realizing, are two different leagues. I think people are using them interchangeably because it's easy to do that. I think just because of the zero waste factor. It's like, okay, zero waste, that means these things are the same. No, vastly different machines. And I think that's a good thing. Now, I have had to rip into the tool head of the H2C, again, because I had that clogged nozzle with the PLA-CF. And it is a little bit of a workout to try to get in there. To swap the nozzles, they still have their quick nozzle swap technology with the spring clips. That's really nice. But anything beyond that, go to the wiki and make sure you're following that stuff step by step by step, because there is a lot going on in that tool head. But we're gonna keep pushing this to the limit. I'm gonna start doing some helmets on here because that's gonna be one of the things that's gonna help my business a lot. That's actually probably what I'm gonna set up in here, is a helmet. I have done some ASA. I actually sold 2 of the ASA prints that I did because I used some vapor smoothing on them, which I wish I could have showed you what the ASA looked like, and I'm sorry I didn't get footage of that, but I can tell you this handled ASA like it was, you know, nothing. But all in all, even at the price point, would I recommend getting the H2C? If this is the printer you want, run and go buy this printer. If this video was the video that you needed to say, yes, I'm gonna buy the H2C, go buy the H2C. It is absolutely amazing. It is a tank. It works. You can print and you can go. Is there a point at which I would not recommend this? I mean, yeah, if you don't have the money, don't go spend extra money to go buy this printer. If you can afford another printer, go do it, or just save up and wait. But I gotta say, I'm really grateful that Bambu sent me this out. I'm gonna be doing a lot more tests for these next couple 500 hours to really push this to the boundaries, to really see everything that it can do. Hopefully I can get a better setup here, because I would really love to get the dual setup. And hopefully, I don't know, I'm gonna talk to my Bambu guy. I would love to now test out the laser part of all of this, maybe even for the H2S, because I finally got that working really well, because we all know the feelings that I had towards the H2S. And after I got that working, I'm loving that printer now. And so I would love to see how the laser works, because I have been so impressed with the technology within the Vortek system. I've been so impressed with this machine. It is an absolute behemoth of a tank. I've got to say, it is slowly becoming one of my favorite printers. It's just amazing. I just love that I can trust it. And that's huge when it comes to owning a business. It's huge when it comes to any kind of project you're going to do. When you can trust your machine, that goes a long way. And I do trust that I can push the limits of this and put projects on there and move forward. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching this. This is the first 500-hour review of the H2C. I have been absolutely loving it. You know, you guys can tell I just want to talk to you authentically. I love what this has to offer. Again, I think it's not, after playing with it now, I realize it's not fair to compare a nozzle swapping technology to a tool swapping technology. They are vastly different technologies, and the H2C is freaking sweet. So as always, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and the bell icon so you are notified every time I make a new video. And comment down below, what kinds of things do you want to see me push the H2C with? What kind of things do you want to see, like, in comparison to? Like, what more do you want? And do you guys even want to see me try to get an H2S mod for the laser? Because I'm really interested in it now, and I think it would be really cool to see that technology work now that the confidence that Bambu has put in me because of how well the H2C with the Vortek system works. Anyways, guys, I am basically Bensky. Mistakes make magic, baby.